Let's talk about a few more things related to communication. The first thing you need to know is that the word media is plural. This is going to come up over and over again, and I want you guys to hold me accountable in the same way that I'm going to hold you accountable for the way that we use this word. The word media is plural. It is a plural of the word medium. Therefore, when someone says the media is ignoring UAB, that is incorrect. Media is a plural. By the way, that sentence is both wrong and right. Some media outlets do ignore UAB. Weekly newspapers in Eastern Africa don't talk about UAB all that often. But you can't lump all media together. When you say media are biased, you are wrong. You can say MSNBC is biased, you can say Fox News is biased, and you can debate whether those things are true. You cannot say media are biased. That is ignorant. It's a nation with over 1,500 daily newspapers, 13,000 radio stations. There's weekly newspapers, TV stations, cable channels, magazines, Twitter accounts, social media, various types of internet. The media are not a monolith. If you are talking about mass media, you have to remember that mass media is a plural. Here are some recent examples of people who make media singular. Note, by the way, that many of the people doing this are media outlets themselves. Having said all that, especially the part about media being plural and not a unified them, it is still accurate to say mass media are giving us what we call a dominant culture. We're going to use the phrase agenda setting throughout the semester to discuss the key power of mass media, not necessarily to tell us what to think, but the power of influencing what it is we think about. Take everything that you know about the most recent presidential election. The most important candidates were the ones who got the most press. They can't tell you what you should think about the candidates. They tell you which candidates are important and important to pay attention to. If you pay attention to, for example, sports media, you know that it is important to pay attention to the college football playoff and the national championship game. You will not get nearly as much guidance in terms of paying attention to things like the FCS national championship game, or its playoff, which happened concurrently, but don't receive nearly as much press. Doesn't mean they necessarily tell you who to root for, but they tell you what's important, that you should pay attention to these things.